investor. She claims that she cannot remember any of the details about the first day trade, and that the records aren't available. Don't know where they are. And what you say here, June, about what kind of a lawyer is that? I mean, she's... See, the bottom line is that there's no way that she could have turned 1,000 into 5,300. What they ought to try to say is, well, it really didn't happen in one day. It happened over a series of days, but the 5,300 just happened to be posted the next day. That might play better than what's doing now in terms of what's going to... Well, I just posted it that day, but no, I didn't make it in one day. I couldn't have made it in one day. It was made over a series in my first few days, and it just got posted that day. There was also this question about this Whitewater thing. There are two things about Whitewater that still remain interesting. And that is that they are 50-50, actually three things. They're 50-50 investors, yet they are given 50% equity with $500 investment. That's really sweetheart. If it makes or loses, it's a sweetheart, because you get to write off the losses. So, McDougal, though, reported far greater losses than the Clintons did. And she was asked, didn't you question this arrangement of you getting 50% of the deal with only $500 as your original investment? And her answer was, if you remember well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I can say I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have done it. I could have done it. I would have done it. But, you know, I just didn't think about it. But she answered it. She didn't, but she did, if you get my point. And then the big one, were there any funds transferred from Madison Guaranty Savings and Loan to Whitewater that were then used to retire debt from your husband's campaign for governor? Question, while it was not even asked. And it should have been. A lot of questions that should have been asked which weren't. But they think they've put it behind them now. They think and with this press corps, they may have. Here is June. Thanks very much for the call. Cincinnati, Jim, welcome to the EIB network. I'm glad to hear from you.
Hello, Rush. Mega Dittos from Cincinnati.
Thank you.
I am calling, and it goes in line with what you were saying about the oil on the popcorn, about people trying to save us from ourselves. I watched the show last week on ABC, John Stossel did.
Yeah, that tribute to me.
It was a tribute to you.
Exactly.
I was channel surfing with my wife, and we just happened to come upon it, and we thought, hey, Rush is winning.
That's right.
His ideas are taking root here in the media.
Well, see, Stossel has his own brand of consumer reporter, and he's been running around tracing down some of these things supposedly frightful. One of the I don't know if this was in the show because I didn't see it. You tell me.
Okay.
Do you remember the scare of Times Beach, Missouri?
Actually, I do remember.
Was it in the show?
Yes, they mentioned
Was it?
that.
Times Beach, Missouri, they thought they'd had a toxic spill there. They had to evacuate the whole town. In fact, they shut down the whole town of Times Beach, Missouri. They had a toxic spill.
They showed people piling up in the trucks and stuff like that on
There was nothing wrong.
And nothing wrong. And he also mentioned Love Canal.
Yeah.
And now regulators are saying, well, people could live there.
Oh.
And it was amazing. One of the...
It's like Prince William Sound. My gosh, it's going to be tens of years, decades before Prince William Sound is inhabitable by anything. And 18 months after the oil spill, they had the largest salmon run they've ever had.
Mm-hmm. He had a great moment. He said, he was asking the audience, and there were a lot of people in the audience opposing his view that he was trying to prove that we're over-regulating. And he had an example. He said, what if I told you I could pump a fuel source into your home? It was odorless. You couldn't see it, but it's highly explosive, and 200 people a year, or no, he said 10 people a year will die from using this fuel. And people said, no, we can't have that. And he was talking about natural gas.
Well, you can go one better than that.
Well, he had other examples, but his point that he was trying to make was with the way that we're mongering fear in our society now.
Exactly.
We couldn't even get natural gas approved to be piped into our homes now.
It is possible that if you describe what oxygen does to plants, if you describe what oxygen does to certain things, they'd try to outlaw oxygen. And you could describe water in such a way that they would prevent people from drinking it.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, you
use
could,
those
folks.
Examples, but and one of the amazing things was he was trying to use logic with a woman who was.
Well, that was,
Well,
you know, you're getting into just institutional trouble there.
yeah. Well, okay, I should say he was trying to use logic with a person who felt that airline regulations were vital in keeping people from being killed due to using the airlines all the time, and John Stotzel's point was, you know, it's in the airline's best interest to run safe airlines, or else
Right.
no one would use them. And the person that he was talking to just couldn't grasp that concept, that people, that institutions, that businesses will self-regulate.
You know why? It's because of the media and because of things like Centers for Science and the Public Interest, which have been out there attacking corporate, like Bob Reich, shutting down a tire plant for no reason whatsoever in Oklahoma City. Only because he thinks it poses some kind of a danger. Only because he's got some grandiose notion the federal government can take better care of people than they can take care of themselves. It's actually more hideous than that, but I'll let him off the hook at that point. It's because you have grown up, you people have grown up with a daily barrage of how evil corporate America is. I'll bet you this woman, this woman actually, if Stossel would have stuck with her long enough, this woman could have actually been made to say, I think the airlines don't care what